No. I was just talking to, They Might Be Giants.
Yes.
Sorry, John. Good. You got me.
Two Johns, one Marty.
There's 2 Johns and 1 Marty. Thanks. It's been a long day, gentlemen. Not because you're here. It's actually getting better. But we were talking about a club that we both have been to in New York called Rehab.
Yes.
And I went there.
Fez. There's a very famous club that, all of them are closed down now, but Fez was downstairs from that place.
Okay, and Fez was where you got a mock White Castle slider?
Yeah, well, it was imported from the much fancier, classier club, Rehab.
Okay.
Because we were working downstairs. So they just imported the good food from the
that's very smart.
fancier place. Yeah.
Okay, no, I went to Rehab, and it was the first club that I had ever been to with bottle service.
Yes.
And as I was telling you, my girlfriend...
Well, I realize I've never been to a club with bottle service, so when you say the term bottle service, I actually don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
So explain for your listeners. And
people in Sacramento are... No, it's just a club where you just buy a bottle of whatever it is, and they give you mixers and stuff, and a bucket of ice.
Well, you need the bucket.
You sit there and you just pour your own drinks as strong as you like.
Right.
And let's just put it this way. The girlfriend and I just didn't understand the concept of bottle service, and we had to leave very quickly. You're not allowed to dance on the couches there, from what I understand.
No.
So, but you guys are from Brooklyn.
Yes. Yes, sir.
The tough streets of Brooklyn.
Yeah, well, we started the band. I was going to Pratt, and we started the band in Fort Greene. Really, that was sort of that neighborhood, and now I'm in Williamsburg and Johnson Park Slopes.
I'm in Windsor Terrace.
I'm sorry, Windsor Terrace? Okay.
Yes.
What other, besides the Beastie Boys, and we're not going to talk about them, but who else is from Brooklyn?
We're still feuding with the Beastie Boys.
Yes, I know. It's been going on since '82.
Yeah.
The famous Giant Boys
They owe me
feud.
$20, man. Until they give me back those $20, I'm just not talking about them.
Who else is from Brooklyn?
Well, who else do you guys know from Brooklyn that people listening to Quad might go, oh, I know that person, or I know that
Mary
band?
Tyler Moore, I guess.
Who?
Mary Tyler Moore.
Get out of town, really?
She's totally. People think she's from Minneapolis.
I thought she was from Minneapolis.
She's from Brooklyn.
She's not.
Maybe it's the accent.
Mae West, I think.
Really?
We very early on, speaking of our early days as a band, we did shows with Steve Buscemi when he was a performance artist.
Oh, that's gotta be good, yeah.
He had a crazy funny act with this other guy who was a bartender at one of the East Village places.
Steve Buscemi, a crazy act?
It was much more comedic than a lot of. It was a time when I don't know if you ever saw was it the movie Legal Eagles?
Yeah, Robert Redford, Deborah Winger, Daryl Hannah.
Wow. Do you remember the Daryl Hannah performance art scene in Legal Eagles?
Yeah.
Where she lights things on fire?
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff like that. Ooh, serious. There's a lot of performance art that was just like, that was like a parody version of it. But these guys were very, very funny, and it was interesting to see him kind of come up through the independent film thing because he was, was always like kind of an exceptional looking dude.
Yeah, no, he's just everything about him is macabre to me.
Yeah, but he's blown up.
Does your band? Do you guys have like a famous fan, like not just like a groupie? But I'm asking a serious question, like somebody that everybody would know that just never misses a They Might Be Giant show or always has your albums.
You asked that like you know of somebody.
I really don't, but I'm going to relate a story to you about a band that I love called the Dead Milkmen.
Right.
Sure.
I was seeing them at the Palace in L.A. God, forever ago, and I kept feeling this big person behind me going, "Bitchin' Camaro," and I'm like, like you're at a concert and you just kind of feel somebody's too close. I turn around, it's Steven frickin' Seagal. Which was just the most surreal thing. I'm just like, how could Seagal be a Dead Milkmen fan?
Yeah, that's
But
weird.
Then it made sense. So do you have a fan like that?
When we play in Los Angeles, there's always a group of people.
George Wendt from.
From Cheers? Norm from Cheers is the name.
He is a recidivist guy.
Yeah.
But some of the other famous people, like we're shallow enough to like to think that they're now our friends.
Like who?
Oh, I don't know. I don't even want to say. There's
just drop a frickin' name and play a song. It's okay. It's radio. Nobody's listening.
They're our only friends in the world now. We can't afford to lose them. We're too close. We're on the West Coast. They'll hear.
I understand. Empire.
I'm trying to think of who on the. Oh God, what was the name of that
one guy.
There was a Brat Pack girl who was coming to.
Oh, yeah,
Ali Sheedy?
Yeah. Actually, it was like we're the same age as them. So back 20 years ago,
she was a Brat Packer.
They were the people who went out,
Yeah.
So it was Judd Nelson, Rob Lowe, Andrew McCarthy, Emilio Estevez, Charlie Sheen, all the Sheens, all the Estevezes,
all of them.
Molly Ringwald, Ali Sheedy.
But
Anthony Michael Hall. Who was it?
It was Molly Ringwald. Molly Ringwald, the one who went to France.
Yeah.
She was crazy drunk.
But it was. I think the other ones were there too. It was like
that's
like
cool.
the Breakfast Club.
Everybody, all the people at Cheers at one end, and all the people in the Brat back in the other, and they would have chicken fights. It was great.
So it was some kind of pretty pink breakfast candle people on one side, all the Cheers people on another side. Breakfast candles. Oh, that's cool. Well, that's cool. Well, name dropping is fun.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. They Might Be Giants. They're hanging out at Quad, but they will be at Empire tonight. All ages show. Tickets at box office. The Beat are 5. Doors are at 6:30. It's a hella early show because
very, very early show.
Because
we're off. Well, there's a whole dance thing happening afterwards. So they basically just like
you guys are hanging out,
rocking out, and then there's the big disco. Yeah.
Okay. Can we get at least one more song from you, gentlemen? They Might Be Giants hanging out at Quad 106.5.
You're older than you've ever been, and now you're even older, and now you're even older, and now you're even older. You're older than you've ever been, and now you're even older, and now you're older still. Time is marching on, and time is still marching on. This day will soon be at an end, and now it's even sooner, and now it's even sooner, and now it's even sooner. This day will soon be at an end, and now it's even sooner, and now it's sooner still. You're older than you've ever been, and now you're even older, and now you're even older. Older than you've ever been, and now you're even older, and now you're older still. Woo!
They Might Be Giants at Quad. You guys sound absolutely incredible.
Thank you very much.
Now, if you want to hear more of this incredible sound, Empire tonight, all ages show. Get tickets at box office at Empire. The Beat R5. Doors are at 6:30. It's an extremely early show. See and hear They Might Be Giants.
And we have a fantastic opener. These guys, Oppenheimer they're from Belfast, Northern Ireland.
Oh, really? Andy Hawk's into Belfast.
Sure. Yeah, and it's they're super nice guys, and they've got a really cool, interesting show.
What do they do?
Well, it's one guy who plays the drums, and the other guy doesn't play the drums. And he plays like keyboards and guitars and stuff. And it's hard to describe. It's actually it's slightly weird for us because it does have some very like big 80s qualities to it, but in a like in ourselves we try to hide that stuff because we don't want people to think that we're dated.
Right.
But they're so young that they're just celebrating it.
They're out there.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So Oppenheimer and They Might Be Giants.
Yes, they're a very good band.
Doors are at 6:30. Are you guys anything else to say before you book?
We got a free podcast.
Oh, yeah. You guys are really into podcasting all the time.
Yeah, this free podcast. It's very popular if you don't want to pay for stuff, and we understand. Check it out. It's basically a radio show of like 20 minutes of original new stuff every month.
Where do we get it?
At iTunes and at our website. And what else? I don't know.
We're selling vinyl. Did you mention that?
We're selling vinyl at the show.
Bring it on.
It's not a pet calendar. although to most people these days, vinyl looks like a pet calendar.
Right. It's about as useful as a pet calendar. If you don't own a record player.
I don't know. We have 60,000 MySpace friends, so we don't need any more.
Aw. Sorry.
We're closing it down.
Friends.
We're closing it down.
Well, if you go to the Might Be Giant show, you're going to see Norm from Cheers, everybody from the Breakfast Club, and, of course, Steven Seagal, who I heard is a huge fan of yours.
He's really into us.
They Might Be Giants at Empire tonight, all ages show. Get your tickets at the box office. The Beat R5. Doors are at 6:30. Thanks again for coming in, gentlemen.
Thanks so much.
They Might Be Giants on Quad. Hey, guess what happens now, guys?
What?
The Quad Shuffle weekend starts.
All right.
You know what that is?
You got an iPod and you just play it?
Bang.
Yo, what's up, baby? You know I'm talking about Quad 106.3. Shuffle weekend. Shuffle.